My name is James MacMillan. I'm a Scottish composer and I have composed a new work for this year's Cabrillo Festival, Woman of the Apocalypse. I have known Maren Alsop for many years, and over the years Maren has made a feature of my music at the Cabrillo Festival, and we've been talking for a number of years now about writing a work specially for it, and this is it. The Woman of the Apocalypse is this strange woman that is seen and written about in the book of Revelation. And I suppose I had been thinking about this particular story, this section of the book of Revelation, because it's so full of rich imagery. And my inquiries took me to look at pictures through the centuries, from quite early on in the Middle Ages, works by Dürer. There's a fantastic woodcut by Dürer of this rather strange image. And then there's a beautiful picture by Rubens of the Woman of the Apocalypse. Coming more up to date, one of the most famous ones in recent centuries is a picture by William Blake of the same thing, and a woman being harangued by this dreadful dragon creature. Looking through the different artworks over the centuries, I was inspired and given visual stimulus by a whole range of different artists. Scholars and theologians are still not very sure who the Woman of the Apocalypse is. She is a woman that seems to be under attack from great forces of evil, in the figure of a massive dragon who tries to attack her and tries to eat her child. And in the process of this, she is taken up into heaven. And some of the sections of my one movement piece reflect this. The first section, for example, is called A Woman Clothed by the Sun, and that's the way she is described in the scripture. And the writer of Revelation goes on to talk about a great battle in heaven by the elemental forces of good and evil, I suppose, and the forces of good are trying to protect the woman. And at one point she's given the wings of a great eagle, and that's one of my sections in the piece. The next section is called She is Taken Up, and my final section is called simply Coronation, because although there is a continuing debate about who she is, there is obviously a tradition in Christianity that sees the Woman of the Apocalypse as the Virgin Mary as well. And in fact, in the part of the world where this is being performed, in California, there are probably many people who will know the image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. And that, for one, has been described as a representation of the Woman of the Apocalypse. I'm always interested in how either visual images or even just ideas from literature or scripture or whatever can in fact transform itself into sound, organized sound. And I suppose that's what I'm trying to do here in this orchestral piece, to give a representation of images. I've only managed to visit Cabrillo once. I had the time of my life. It's a marvellous festival, a very happy festival, fertile with ideas, and the people that I met there, other composers and musicians, it was just fascinating. So I've been looking for a chance to return, and I'm so excited about being able to come back this year in 2012 with a brand new piece that Maren has asked me for, and in many ways is written specifically for Maren. This work is dedicated to Maren, although it has to be pointed out that Maren herself is not the Woman of the Apocalypse.